Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode. This time we are heading to North Queensland. It's been a dream of ours to get to North Queensland and actually just hang out, because every time we've gone up there, it's been for motocross racing, and I just know there's so many more cool things to do up there, like waterfalls and just beautiful places to see. So we're going to probably trek north, you know, pretty quick, because we want to get there before it gets too hot, and then when it starts heating up, we're going to make our way south. So going to be a lot of highway Ks in the next few days, or at least a week. We'll stop off on the way, of course, and see a little bit rather than just highway. We might take 4 or 5 days to get to Cairns, but yeah, we're trekking along. At the moment we are pulled up at Marlborough. There's this truck stop on the side of the Bruce Highway. We've actually stayed here a couple times before, and we used to pay out on Renee's grandparents for they come here and stayed for a couple of days. And there's nothing special here, but the joke's on us now, because we've pulled over a couple times. It's actually really convenient. It's right in between Rockhampton and Mackay. Well, actually it's closer to Rockhampton's side, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, we were driving last night, wanted to get some K's in while the girls were asleep, and we just needed to get out of Rockhampton and get up the road a little bit. So we pulled over. Good spot. It's actually, the highway's quite noisy, but man, when we closed our door on our van, the thing is really insulated, so we all had an awesome night's sleep, couldn't hear nothing, and we got up, got some training done. Renee started on the cycle first, and I actually had a cycle. Now, I know I said a couple episodes back that I don't like cycling, and I probably won't do any, but I'd been doing a little bit of running in the last couple of weeks, but I find like I do 5-6K, and it only gets me about half an hour of cardio, and it's just not cutting the mustard. So I wanted to do a bit more, so I reverted back to the bicycle. I had a cycle this morning. It was good to get at least an hour in on the bicycle. I did a little workout there on the mat, just working on my core and things like that. So yeah, training's all done. Girls are all fed. They've done their homework for the day. Gonna pack up now and get back on the road. What are you doing? You ready to go swim?
Yeah.
Isn't this a cool spot, Maya?
Yeah.
Shell? We're right on the beach, baby. We are at a place called Halliday Bay, and it's right on a golf course. So RV park, golf course, beach. Pretty cool. Now Cape Hillsborough is just over that hill, and we stayed there about 12 months ago, and it was one of our all-time favorite spots that we've seen. So we thought we'd just go up the coast a little bit more. When I looked on the map, I could see that there's some other cool stuff to check out. So on our way north, naturally, would come here and check it out as well. So I believe in the mountains to the west of here, there's some national parks. I'm hoping there's some walking tracks we can go on a bit of a track tomorrow, but the girls are just so keen to swim. They're little dolphins, so gonna get them in the water now and then see what else we can do while we're up here. Hey, so if you watched the last episode, you would have seen that we were over at Fraser Island, and if you've ever been there, there is times where you've got to dip into some salt water. So every day when I was there, I was hosing off the car the best I could, going under it with just the hose, but when I got off it, went and did an underbody spray clean and washed it. I actually went and got it detailed, so spent 500 bucks, got the full interior, exterior detailed, Even got a cut and polish while we're at it. You can't tell at the moment because it's all dirty again from where we've just been. But it's also time that I give it a good grease up. Now, about a year ago when I started traveling, I thought I got this really cool little snazzy grease gun. So it's just a small one from Super Cheap, and I could just sit it down there in the toolbox and it was kind of out of the way. But recently, I haven't been able to find tubes of grease for it. Bunnings stopped stocking it. Super Cheap don't have it anymore, so I'm guessing they're kind of taking it off the shelf around the place. So I've had to go buy a new grease gun, which is okay, but it sucks that I had to buy two. So really should have just got the big one straight up. There's an old saying, poor man buys twice, and now I've had to do that. But that's all cool. So going to grease up the caravan and the cruiser. Shouldn't take too long. I know that a couple of the grease nipples on the caravan are broken, so while I was at Super Cheap, went and bought a few extra ones, so I'm going to replace them as I go. But yeah, I'll get into it. Now, hot little tip, I learnt this when I was a little whippersnapper on the farm. We had machines everywhere. When you do grease them up, when you go to the grease nipple, just give it a little wipe with a rag. In my case, I've got a paper towel out of the caravan, and then you're not pushing any shit or dirt in there as you're greasing it up. So if you get under your cruiser and you have a bit of a look around, you'll find that there's kind of grease nipples in a lot of things that either have a hinge or turning. So in the drive shaft, there's a couple at each end. Also the drive shaft at the front here. So yeah, really just have a bit of a look around, see what you can find. Wipe down the nipples before you push the grease gun onto them, and then try to wipe off the excess grease after you're done with it, because you don't want dirt surrounding that area, because that's actually going to defeat the purpose a little bit. Hey, another little trick I learned since being at Fraser, now because salt water gets in everywhere and it even gets in your chassis rails, it's to get some product and pour into the chassis rails and get it to slush around a little bit, and hopefully that would stop the rust. You could use different products from some stores, bit of WD. I've sprayed like a whole can of WD-40 under the cruiser, but also been using diesel. So the last couple times I've filled up, I've just got this old sauce bottle, filled this up, and then I've been going around and squirting it into the chassis rails of the cruiser. Now, I'm not going to do it right here because at this RV park they've got some really good looking grass, and I don't want to drip diesel everywhere, and just in case I spill some. But yeah, I'll be doing that when I can. Really want to take care of this, and when I've been under the cruiser, the thing could do with a little bit of love, so I'm going to do this more often. It's probably worth getting under your car, checking it out, greasing it up, lubing things up. I think it's going to pay in the long run. I tell you what, I do love North Queensland and the tropics, because check this out, beach right there, pretty mild day at the moment, maybe like 22 degrees, quite humid. I do love the humidity, and look at this, palm trees and a storm brewing in the background. Mate, Queensland. Okay, cool, so we're out on a hike. We just went to the south end of the beach where we were at Halliday Bay, and we found this little hiking trail. Wasn't easy to find actually, little green sign, and then kind of you just bash through the bush a little bit. Turns into an alright trail actually, and you join onto another trail that comes from an actual car park. So cruising up here, I think it's about a K walk. Pretty nice. I can just get little glimpses through the tree of the view that's coming up. It's going to be epic. And to the south is Cape Hillsborough, and where we're walking is part of the Cape Hillsborough National Park. So there's a fair bit to do around here. We're only going to stay day, so we don't get a chance to really go do too much else. Want to keep trekking north, but I'm glad I found this trail because this view is going to be spectacular. Yeah, darling. Oh no. Here you go, hang on to it. You got the best seat in the house, don't you, Liv? You're on that side, are you? Oh. Oh, it's going to look good when we get to the top. How cool is this? There's a big rock on top that we can climb up and get a perfect view with no trees in the way. Awesome. Wow.
What can you see?
Alright, so that little village you can see down there is called Ball Bay. Now, Cape Hillsborough is actually over that big one and on the other side. I didn't realise there'd be a mountain in between. So, might go for a drive there this afternoon because it's really awesome. We have been there, but it's worth seeing again. And down around the corner here, where we come from is Halliday Bay, but I'm pretty sure it's around the corner behind the trees where you can't see. And then that should be Seaforth. So quite a few little villages all stacked close together on the coast here, but mate, if I was developing houses and towns and stuff, I would have a town everywhere on this coast, or buildings everywhere on this coast, because it's pretty awesome. So yeah, still like storm clouds and rain clouds out to the west, and sunny over the ocean out to the east. Look at the color of that water, it's just amazing. It's so blue or green or whatever that color is in between.
50 shades of blue.
50 shades of blue. How's this rock that it's just plonked here almost straight on top of this mountain, giving us an unreal view. So McBride's Lookout.
Yeah,
epic.
Amazing. Careful.
Watch your step, Liv. Gotta pick your feet up. Good line selection. Beach, golf course. Beach, golf course. Now this would be a wicked place to stay if you're into golfing. Renee and I aren't much for golf, but I can see how cool this is. And like the clubhouse is right here on the water too. The fairways are quite green, fair bit of undulation. Pretty cool spot.
Hey, I like golf.
Do you?
I do like playing golf.
Okay.
Dean just doesn't like it because he reckons that ever since he broke his back, he can't swing, but that was just his excuse, I think, for when I outdrove him last time we played golf, so now he doesn't like it.
Oh, that's no excuse. I suck at golf. But yeah, no kidding. Since I broke my back, I can't twist that good. So actually teeing off and driving, it's like no chop. I just can't twist enough to even get a swing. But I don't mind. We played together, and yeah, I was doing the putting and the chipping. That was quite fun. And you were doing the driving, and you're a better driver than me anyway. So it worked quite well. Yeah,
I quite like golf. Anyway, it is good. My dad loves golf, so I do like having a hit with him when he can, and my grandma too. So. Yeah, but anyway, we'll have to bring them back here one time because it is amazing here. Like, really cool spot.
Righto, we're back from our little adventure of going up the hill, and then we went for a small drive around the place, checked out all the surrounding villages. And as we drove around, we realised it's really cute, really small little towns, really slow pace, but pretty awesome. If you wanted to come chill for a week and get away from all the hustle and bustle, this would be the place to do it. We are doing up a little bit of lunch, some steak for Mum and I, Snitty for Maya. The little one's all worn out from the big walk up the hill. So I did put a bit of olive oil that the Snitty could soak up, so, you know, brown up real good. But these steaks are the ones that come with, you know, the garlic, creamy garlic things that, well, they'll be under there. Anyway, it's all melted, and it looks like I've just cooked it in a pan full of fat, which it is. So it's going to be tasty. Don't know if it's going to be that healthy this time. What do you think of our spot that I found on Wiki Camps?
I like it. I think it's awesome. It's really nice, actually, to be pulled up, just being able to open the window and see the water. That's been my dream since we got the caravan, and I'm pretty stoked that we get to do that now.
Rightio guys, we are leaving Halliday Bay and we're going to head north. We're going to trek north as fast as we can, but at least we're in the land of thongs,
Yes.
singlets, or no shirts. The weather is unreal. It's like really stable, really warm. I mean, we've been getting outside really early in the morning for our workouts.
Yeah, I love it. We love the tropics.
Gonna keep trekking north. Hopefully get to Townsville by this afternoon.
Ideally. I just found this place just yesterday, actually. Funnily enough, we drove past a sign on the side of the road, and we found a place that looks incredible, but it's about 7 hours from here. So we're probably just going to go as far north as Townsville today, and then we'll make the rest of the trip tomorrow. So that'll be cool. Yeah. So still just north of Mackay, so we haven't got too far north just yet. But yeah, we're loving it already. We're like, even this morning, I was out with the girls in the ocean, you know, nice and early, and amazing. The water, temperature, everything.
Yeah, cool.
Not too hot, not too cold. Just right.
Right, we love North Queensland, but we're going to go further north, so stay tuned. Hey, so one drawback about being on the road is you don't have your own laundry that you would have in house. Now, we do have a small washing machine. I think it's like a 2.5 kilo, and we do our whites in that one, but we haven't done a hell of a lot of washing, and we just let it build up for like a week, and then we pull into a laundromat. So we stopped off at Bowen while we're driving north and found a laundromat, so getting all our washing done in there. But while we are killing a bit of time,
And see, where's the end?
we've got the girls doing a little bit of homework, trying to utilize our time. I'm not sure how that background noise is in this video, but it's our aircon unit working flat out because it is quite warm up here, and we're stoked to actually use it now because we spent a lot of time and money and got a mate to help us out, put a lot of solar on the roof, and we got a 24 volt aircon unit that runs off the batteries, so we don't need to be on mains. We can off grid as much as we can. So testing it right out, it seems to be running unreal at the moment. We're getting more solar than we are drawing from the batteries, so that's epic. Obviously at night it is going to draw. I don't know how long it's going to make it through the night, but hopefully tonight or in the next coming days we get to test it out. Okay, so we've left Bowen, and first thing you do is drive over the big bridge that goes across the Don River. Now, if you've watched anything to do with off-road racing or a past YouTube clip, there's a big race up the Don River, and it's called the Don River Dash. Epic event. I did miss it this year, but I do intend on lining it up next year. See, the tracks are still there from the race they had probably 3 weeks ago now. Yeah, kind of bummed I didn't go, but honestly I was pretty burnt out this year. It was time to take a rest, but I don't know. Hopefully I line up next year. It's epic fun. I've got a few mates who want to do it. I'm pretty sure my brother wants to do it as well, and I'll G up a few more boys. It's a really good weekend, really good event, mate. Just the vibe of off-road racing altogether is next level. So yeah, I don't know. I've got this idea as well that I might build a 500 two-stroke. I think that would be a real kick to do that. So I don't know. Keep it in mind.
What do bees do?
Do you want to say something to the bees for making honey? What was that?
I said, this is living. This is living. This is just, I looked around and was like, wow, this is what it's all about. This is what we've been waiting for and looking forward to. This is it, we're here.
All right, so we are just north of Townsville, and a friend of mine from Cairns actually reached out and she said, hey, there's a few things to do on the way. Little Crystal Creek, so stop in there if you got time. It's really awesome. There's like natural slides and stuff for kids. So we just literally turned off the Bruce Highway, left and just went up the road. Anyway, not sure that we should have brought the caravan up here. It was really tight. It was like that the whole way up, right? And
yeah, tight.
Yeah, it was sketch, but we got here, we didn't hurt anyone, didn't hurt ourselves. We made it. There's plenty of room in the car park, and now we're just walking down to the creek to check it out. The kids have been waiting so long to get to some waterfalls or some creeks or some warm weather so we can go and do this. So finally here and doing it. So we didn't get far actually. We camped up just down the road at Rolling Stone because we wanted to come back here for another day. We realised there was a lot more to do here than just Little Crystal Creek. So that last waterhole we were at was called, I think, Paradise Waterhole. Not sunniest day again, but still beautiful. Turtles, there was fish, really deep swimming hole, met some cool people. And just a couple k's up the road, there's some signs to some rock slides. So we're looking for them. We're on a causeway right now.
Is this it or not?
I think we're going to go up the road there or up to the left. There's a sign here somewhere to find these rock slides.
It's this way.
Yeah, that's rock. What are you doing, Liz?
I can catch you, Daddy.
She's so gonna want to go down the slides when she get there. Yep. I didn't bring her swimmers though.
No, we told her to keep them on. She's going to learn. Oh, how cool is it up here?
Yep, even though it's rainy and misty.
Oh, this is beautiful. God, I love North Queensland.
Let me at my image, Daddy.
Not on your butt. So Big Crystal Creek water slides. Wow, that was awesome. Hey Maya, what do you reckon? Better than a real water slide?
Yes.
This is the real water slide, the original water park.
I was actually just literally thinking that when I was sliding down and watching Maya go there. I was like, wow, this is like it actually felt like a full water slide. It was super cool.
Yeah.
Actually, that one just then was amazing. Like the bottom one down here.
Yeah, sorry, the camera went flat. What we were saying, this is way better than an original water slide.
Yeah, unbelievable. And I was saying that actually, funnily, when we were going down the last one, it was like almost in a bit of a tube, so it felt like one of those full-on water slides, which was so cool. And yeah, just amazing.
Big.
And you know, the best bit is it's all free. Like, you literally can just come and experience it. All you got to do is pay for the fuel to get here. So yeah, look, unbelievable experience. I think no wonder so many people are keen to it. And the cool thing actually today was we had it to ourselves. There's a couple of people that come right at the end, but yeah, we had it to ourselves for a bit, which you don't hear so much these days with all the amount of people traveling. So feeling very grateful, very blessed, and really enjoying the moment today, soaking it all up. And now I'm soaking up some baby cuddles because I have some cold babies who are also very grateful. And you know, the cool thing is we were just walking out and Maya just says to me, "Mummy, I'm so grateful for you bringing me here, thank you." And like, that in itself is just worth so much, so thank you.
Alright guys, we are back on the road heading north again. We pulled up for a couple of days because, as you've seen, we checked out a whole heap of waterfalls and stuff. And then what we did is we backtracked to Rolling Stone. There was a free RV camp there. Nothing fancy about the place, but it was pretty cool, pretty old school. Like, you can tell it was there for a long time because the trees are just so bloody big. And yeah, it was really chill. So the girls got to play in between, made some friends at the park, and then it was only 5 minutes up the highway, on the Bruce Highway, to the turn off to get to Little Crystal Creek and Big Crystal Creek.
Yeah.
So went up there twice, spent
Yes.
2 afternoons or 2 half days up there checking it out.
Yeah.
Water slides.
Yeah, we could have easily spent a lot longer there and more playing in the water. Kind of rainy days, so we're hoping that on the way back south, the sun comes out and we can head back there. But highly recommend. You know, you can't go wrong with a free camp, and then the most beautiful free rock pools and water slide. Like, it feels like a water slider. It's amazing. So highly recommend checking it out.
Yeah, that was epic. So cruising up, man, every like 20k or so, there's a sign or at a turn off saying waterfall, you know, with a name. That we just went past another one now. But we are north of Ingham now. We've actually just gone past the Hinchinbrook Islands, and you can really tell it is tropical now. I can feel the heat coming off the windshield, and yeah, it's warm, it's humid. We went and checked out a lookout on the Hinchinbrook Islands. That was really cool. Just stopped off for 5 minutes, stretch our legs while we're driving. But where we are going right now is Paranella Park. Now, on the trip north, hey, we've seen sign after sign after sign on billboards, and then we've run into people talking about it.
Yeah, so it seems to be a must. The billboards actually have been really effective. I keep seeing it going, I just want to get to this place. So really cool. And before we go on with that, we actually just drove through this really beautiful, I think, an underrated town with the most... Cardwell. With the most beautiful flat water. Oh my God, it was spectacular.
Yeah, we didn't pull up because we really want to get to Paranella. But all of these things, we're taking notes. We're going to stop at these places on the way back as well. And hopefully pull into all these waterfalls. I feel like I don't want to miss out on anything. But the cool thing is we're up here for at least like 2 months, maybe. Give or take, if nothing pops up. And if we can deal with the heat, which I'm pretty sure we're going to get acclimated. It is really nice, and it's going to force us to get in the water. And the water's been amazing. Like, it's been incredible to just jump in. And you know, we were just talking about this yesterday, that a lot of, like, you know, you get in a cold chlorine pool and it feels crap, but getting into these cold river water with fresh pure water, it's beautiful. You leave feeling clean and fresh, and it's just, I haven't done much of this in my life, so for me it's like a pretty big deal still. But Dean's been telling me a lot about his childhood. When I grew up on a creek of fresh running water with water holes and stuff. You know, I used to live in the thing in summer. And I don't know, since I've grown up, I feel like I don't like getting wet, or, you know, just, I think cold water just sucks. But I've realised, like, I can deal with cold creek water. It's something else about it. It's just amazing. But getting in a cold ocean, cold shower, cold pool, anything else cold, I don't do it. But I'll get in that creek and swim there all day. It's just magic. So yeah, that's been good, but still going north.
Yes.
The eel.
Alright, wow. So Paranella Park is an absolute must-see. Now, I do not know how we didn't know about this before we got here, but the place is totally awe-inspiring and captivating. So every single person that works there, and this is what blew me away, was they just loved their job. You could tell they were so inspired to be there and so captivated by the story. So for those of you who aren't familiar with what Paranella is, there was a guy, Jose Paranella, who was, they call the Spanish Dreamer, and he came, and way back in like 1935 or something, what he built was, he had this vision for a castle. And the cool thing was that he bought this land and he just turned it into a total oasis, and a place where, as you can see in the video, there's like the most beautiful waterfall. And what really blew me away was he bought this like fancy hydroelectricity system and got it all up and running 20 years prior to the area even getting grid electricity. So can you actually imagine that you're sitting in your house by candlelight trying to light up your meal to eat, and meanwhile down the road there's this guy from Spain who's come and he's lighting up a freaking waterfall in the evening. Like, just unbelievable. But the whole aura of the place, like, we came for one day, we were just going to stop in on our way through, and we ended up staying for 3 days. So we went to a couple of the day tours. With the day tours, you get different tour guides each time, and what I found about that was they tell a different piece of the story, because the story is so comprehensive. I ended up buying a book on it because it just got me. There was something about the story, and I think, like Dean and I were just saying though, it's more about the fact that such a visionary could have a vision that is now created years and years into the future. Like, we have got this incredible experience because he thought of it. You know, he planted trees knowing that he would never see them at their full growth. So anyway, I could bang on about Paranella Park for ages. It just, honestly, the inspiration I felt leaving there, the vision, everything was just magical. So highly, highly recommend it. Can't speak high enough. And Dean just tells me and this is wrapping up this video. So thanks for joining us again. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to our channel and help keep supporting us. We love bringing these videos to you, and we look forward to seeing you next Sunday.